Today we are back again with a new Blood Knight PvP build. To be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of this build until recently, but yesterday I tried it in Battlegrounds for a couple of hours, and I was doing really well even against stronger players than myself. So first let's check out our skills, and then I will show you all the details of the build. Of course we have Sanguinate. This is one of the iframe skills we use, but with this build it actually works as a CC too. With the Pants essence we are using, this skill works like Monk's Imprisoned Fist. It knocks back the enemy and applies a stun. Next we have Swarm of Bats. This is our other iframe skill thanks to the shoulder essence we use. I think I don't really need to explain this one. It deals damage plus increases our movement speed at the same time. And we have Siphon Blood. We have 3 essences with this one. I will go through all the essences in a minute. Finally we have Wave of Blood. Usually I use Skewer instead of this one, but this works really good as well. With the offhand we are using for this skill, it becomes a CC skill with 3 charges thanks to the chest essence because it gives us an extra charge on Wave of Blood. And for our primary attack we are using Shadow's Edge because it's way more versatile and you don't have to be in the melee range to use it. Recently I shared a video comparing Shadow's Edge and Ravage. If you are interested in that, I will leave a link in the description. Now let's talk about the set items. I am using 4 pieces of Mountebank and 2 pieces of V2s with this build, but you can use 4 pieces of Grace instead of Mountebank if you want to be able to deal more damage. I like to play as tanky as possible when I am using a Blood Knight, that's why I have Mountebanks. And let's check out our legendary items. For the headpiece we have Horns of the Hexed. Siphon Blood is no longer channeled and now moves with you, dealing damage and draining the life of nearby enemies. For the chest we have Warmth and Likeability. Wave of Blood maximum charges increased by 1. For the shoulders we have Solemn Snare. Swarm of Bats now shrouds you in a fog of blood mist, increasing your movement speed and making you untargetable while also dealing damage to nearby enemies. For the pants we have this Sanguinate essence. Sanguinate's second activation now causes you to burst into the air, damaging, knocking up and stunning nearby enemies. And for the main ant we have this one. When Siphon Blood damages the same enemy 3 times, it causes them to hemorrhage, dealing 7.4k additional damage. And for the offhand we have Pinch Point. Wave of Blood now unleashes an eruption of blood around you, dealing damage and delivering a knock-up effect to nearby enemies. And for the additional main ant we have Reverend Hunter. Siphon Blood also slows enemy movement speed by 30% and increases your movement speed by 10% up to 30%. And lastly for the additional offhand we have Mercy's Plight. Shadow's Edge now marks enemies, causing them to erupt for 33k additional damage when reaching 4 marks. And if you don't want to use this one, you can use the new essence Mooncall instead of this. Other than that, I am using 40 pieces of Barrier Reforge bonus, so I am decked out with those. They give me a lot of shields almost every 8-9 seconds, which helps greatly. For the curse properties I have 6 pieces of Nettled, which works with my Reforge bonus, and for the other 2 I have Lashed. But you don't have to have the same Reforge bonuses as me, just letting you know what I am using. Finally, for my Paragon, I am using Executioner since I don't die that often, but you can play with Gladiator if you are not comfortable with Executioner. For the point distribution, I maxed out my damage and life first, and after that I spent my points on Armor Pan and Potency. Before the update, I was maxing out my armor instead of Armor Pan, but now that changed as well. I think that's all. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and don't forget to drop a like. Now enjoy the gameplay.